Hello and welcome to Popcorn and Plot Holes, or as I like to call this one, Plot Holes.
Pop the plot holes. This is
Popcorn
what we-
optional.
Yeah. Yikes.
It helps.
We watched 2024 The Killer. John Woo directed Eric Cantona vehicle. Not the 2023 David Fincher directed.
Yeah.
Michael Fassbender.
No. We
vehicle.
didn't do that because that is a good movie and we don't do that here.
No, it's
No.
no, we don't.
Some of us may have got them confused and maybe did extra work.
Did it
But,
extra work?
Some of us
Yeah.
watch both. Perhaps. Some of us are named Matt or other Matt.
Yeah, I'm surrounded
Hello?
by Mets.
You're surrounded.
And Luciano is here as well, as you heard.
Yeah, technically I am.
Technically, you're here. Let's dive into this. Let's not waste any time. It's not, jump around the obvious here. Let's talk about the good parts of the movie. Because, there were probably some, I guess. I don't know. Luciano, good luck. Go first.
I actually have two things to choose from. I think I'm gonna go with I just liked Omar Sy's character. I really I like.
Yeah.
I wish he was the main character of this movie, not Z. No, just like a cop that isn't a complete idiot. I really like that scene where he's running after Coco, and the dude finally walks near the water and he picks up the child to be like the hostage. And usually this is like super slow in all movies, and they turn to the cop and they go, "No, shoot the child, no, blah blah blah." And he kind of like anticipated it and moved to the side, so when he picked up the kid, he still had a clear shot.
Yeah.
That was really. I was like, "Oh, this is really cool. This is really John Woo," but like that was really cool. So I really enjoyed his character. I think he was done dirty a lot by this movie.
Yeah, the entire police force, perhaps.
Yes, we'll get to that.
We'll get there. Don't worry. There's lots of time, folks. Matt, what did you enjoy about this movie?
I mean, I also very much liked the main cop. He just felt like he was taking this seriously and actually had a reason to take it seriously. Like, it felt like Z's motivation was just not there. I mean, but that being said, I have a weird soft spot for like British women. I just don't know what it is,
In
but
Paris?
like specifically,
Or just
like
British women? Okay.
like, well, not just British women in general, but like for some reason I had a really big crush on Scary Spice when I was a kid, and just any girl that has that same kind of hair, I'm into it. Like that frizzy hair, that like British accent, I'm just down. 100%. Like, she could literally have said nothing and I would have been paying attention. Especially with that whole scene. So this is what brings me to my favorite scene. Is when she goes into the like dance club with Dollar Store Eminem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
And Magnum PI, like, never exercised in his life, Magnum PI.
Yeah.
Like that thing. Yeah. So she's got this like Josephine Baker haircut and that like sultry dress, and I'm just like, I was very much into that scene until until it actually went through with what was going to happen.
Right. So it was kill me, mommy, and then no, mommy, stop. It hurts.
No, stop. It hurts too much. It's basically where it was going, is all I'm saying.
That's fair. No, that's good. You stayed on task, which that's the best part of this. We're not going to talk about how the only thing you could say that was nice about this movie was that,
Natalie Emmanuel is pretty. Yeah.
That's great. Good job. Great movie.
We're not going to talk about that. No.
No,
I mean, I can't help it, man.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. Listen, there's two things in this movie that made me smile. One, I did not know that since Eric Cantona hung up the spikes that he had such an illustrious acting career. So that was very enjoyable for me. He was not bad.
No,
His role was limited, but he was effective. And the other thing,
you've seen him play soccer, right?
Great
so
actor.
We knew
Yeah, it's true.
that he could play an asshole really well. So
is his MO. You're right. He didn't have to. He just played Eric Cantona. What am I thinking?
exactly.
Yeah.
Just wait a couple of years and get Zidane doing the same thing.
Yeah, you might as well. And the other thing I liked about this movie is, at times it was charming. You know, the one scene that I had a chuckle at, I thought was really cute, was in the hospital when Sei and Z, you know, meet up with each other and kind of shoot their respective hitmen. And then she gets to the drop on him and punches him and knocks him out.
Yeah, I like that.
And then she
scene too.
leaves and he comes back and she's like, "Are you awake?" And he doesn't move. And then she puts the gun to him. She's like, "Okay, I'm awake." She's like, "Sorry, yeah, me too." And she knocks him out for real.
Yeah. No, his face was what sold the.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I'm awake.
Yeah. I mean, I you know, overall, I think I just really like Omar Sy as an actor. He primarily does
Is it
French.
C? I thought it was Psy.
Maybe it's Sy. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Omar.
I you know, I think maybe his biggest role to date before this is Lupin. He's all the Lupin. He does all the Lupin. I think there's a couple seasons on Netflix where it's like criminal pickpocket, and it's like it's a classic French tale, and he plays the main character, and he's really good at it.
Oh, classic French tale, Ratatouille.
Yeah, same thing. He's also Ratatouille.
Oh, he plays the rat.
Yeah, he's the rat. Yeah. Anyway, so those were really enjoyable for me. I think it was really fun. Let's dive into this. I think I want to start with Sam Worthington's ever disappearing or reappearing Irish accent.
Yeah, he's an Irishman from Perth.
It's
Irishman from Melbourne.
It's one of these things where it's like, why?
Yeah,
you know, in a movie where his Irishness really didn't do anything.
Not necessary.
Yeah. Why
It
not
added
just have
nothing.
have him be Australian? He can never be Australian. He's either playing Americans or.
Isn't he English though? I thought he was
he's
English.
Australian. He's
No.
Australian.
He's a Nazi.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just let him be Australian. Does it make a difference? Or get maybe a decent Irish actor to, you know what I mean?
No, there are no Irish actors in Hollywood.
Oh,
There's
wow.
one, I believe. His name's Michael Fassbender. He's German Irish, is he not?
I do think he
just
could
so
do a better
happens.
job.
Unironically would have been fantastic as Finn in this movie.
Just saying.
Just get Conor McGregor to play fucking.
Yeah, like we're just dancing around the fact that Conor McGregor needed to be.
Yeah,
This is the
it
role
needs to
he
be-
was made for.
Hot, 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 hot. Yeah, that guy.
There he is.
there he is. Yeah,
There he is.
yeah. I don't like. Honestly, I was scared when I saw that he was gonna be like the. Well, I didn't know he was gonna be the villain at first, but when I saw he was gonna be important in this, I was like, oh god, I'm gonna have to suffer through another Avatar 2 here. But it was actually okay. It's just that he forgot that he had to put on an accent sometimes, and sometimes he sounded very Australian.
I know.
don't know.
Sam Worthington does what Sam Worthington does, and I still have yet
Yeah.
to figure out what that is.
I was going to ask what that was, but
Yeah.
no, I think Fassbender could have worked. Maybe Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell was the one I
Oh,
thought. Yeah.
Colin Farrell would have been perfect, being weird and creepy.
Yeah. Oh, it
Yeah,
comes naturally.
It's fine. I mean, I think there's lots of options there, or you just let him be Australian. That's fine. Like,
Yeah.
who cares? It doesn't really. It's only like racial stereotypes that force you to want to have an Irish person or an Irish accented person.
Oh, he has to be Irish because he walks into a Catholic church at one point. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
There
Yeah,
was a
he's
lot
not-
of Catholic in here, so I guess that was the reason.
yeah. But then
Make
but
him be Italian then, and get
Yeah,
an
that's fine.
Italian actor. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter.
do it properly.
The only thing that was important was for him not to be French, right?
Sure.
he's resentful, blah blah blah. Sure.
Could be from Canada for all we care. Just fucking.
Oh yeah, get.
I'll paint your fucking fence, eh, boy?
Yeah. No, get what's his face? Le Caisse de Québécois to play
Oh yeah,
some
Kevin.
guy from
Durant.
some guy
Kevin
from
Durant. Yeah.
from the East Coast. There is like, I'm looking for a fucker,
Yeah.
a fucker fight, and I don't see your sister nowhere nearby. Like that,
Yeah.
I think would have done great. Just start.
You know what?
fights
Let's just send Jared Kiso and fucking be done with it.
Yeah, come on. That's all we needed.
That would have been.
All right.
Can you imagine just the most Canadian? Just call him Gord Mackenzie, right? The
Well,
He would have been
the
named
criminal
Mackenzie.
from Canada.
That's what everyone
Yeah.
in Canada's name is, Mackenzie. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure. I'm convinced.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, that would have been funny.
like that's not the only thing that's weird about this movie.
Paint your
You know,
fucking fence.
John Woo. I think it's his second movie. He's made sort of a mini comeback. He seemed like he was retired for a while, and then he came back. And
What was
he
the
did,
first one?
like Christmas movie?
Oh boy,
You made a Christmas
called?
movie?
Yeah,
John
with-
Woo made a Christmas movie. That
Yeah.
has got to be his thing to see.
He made it with God, the guy from Suicide Squad.
Will Smith?
Joel Kinnaman.
Joe Kinnaman.
Yeah,
Oh, Joel.
I guess he's all. Sorry. To be fair, he's always been working because I'm looking at his IMDb and it's like 2024, 2023 was Silent Night. That was what it was called. And then the last movie he did
Oh.
before that was 2017 Manhunt.
So Silent Night, not Violent Night.
Yeah, very different Christmas movie.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe he came back to American cinema because the ones
okay.
before that look like they are Hong Kong or Chinese
Mm.
language films. But yeah, so he's been back. He's made two, and
Yeah.
listen. John Woo is one of the masters. He's one of the classics. He helped define, action movies in
Oh,
North
yeah.
America and in Hong Kong. He did Hard Boiled, Hard Target, Broken Arrow, Face Off is the best one, MI2, so many good movies.
Mhm.
And I wanted
Are
this
we
to be
counting
good, but
MI2 as a good movie? I guess we are.
I mean,
It's
all right.
okay. It's
fine.
it's better than MI3.
Yeah.
mean-
But anyway, so this is actually a remake of a '89 movie he made with Chow Yun Fat.
Yeah, that was like because it shows in the beginning, right? It's like based on the motion picture
Yeah.
written and directed by Joe. Like this is like if this is not cinematic hand jibber, I don't know what it is.
Okay.
Like
Just giving himself the
self-jerking.
old reach around there.
Yeah,
The slow
yeah, exactly.
dove
He gave
infused
him-
reach around.
He gave himself a reach around.
If you give yourself
Yeah.
a reach
You
around,
know he
you just-
masturbates with doves flying when he completes. Like that's what
Oh
that
yeah,
is.
100%.
that would explain so many things. Well, I mean, this isn't the first time that he's done a remake of a movie he made in Hong Kong. He Once a Thief is a remake. Just trying to find his IMDb I was looking at here. So Once a Thief he made in Hong Kong in 91, and then he made it again in 96 in North America. So I guess it makes sense that you want to adapt it for the people who are watching it. I have not watched the original Killer. I did read the synopsis, and it was much simpler. It was Chow Yun Fat blinds a singer because he's shooting a gun too close to her face, and he does one last job to, I guess, fix her
Oh.
eyes.
Look,
That's
it
the
makes
premise.
it makes sense. Like I was like, wait a minute. She fell, she hit her head on like a really hard surface, and the
Yeah.
only thing that happened was she
it.
went immediately blind.
Oh, I thought she was gonna be a fucking just gone. Just
Yeah.
I thought she was
gonna
going to break her neck.
die.
That's literally what my thought
Yeah.
was, and I was like, "Thank God, that did my ears a favor."
Yeah.
Oh my god, here we go.
This brings up the fact that I just irrationally despised that music. That song was just
It's
like
because tell the audience what happened. You mistakenly watched Michael
The good
Fassbender
movie.
Killer
Okay,
right before
yes.
you watched this
so
movie.
I watched a very good movie with competent acting, not just competent, skillful acting, and dare I say, like, just beautiful, like it moves you. And then I have to be subjected to whatever the hell that was. I don't even know like why that girl was so important. And now that you explained to me that Chow Yun Fat, it was like the whole movie was around surrounding that person, it makes more sense. I get it now, but she still was terrible in acting. That voice was awful. I felt like I was at an indie night at a organic coffee shop in the village. It was just bad and just stinky. Like it just smelled like patchouli and failure. Like it was just an awful scent. It was the worst thing I'd ever heard in my life. I was very upset. But mostly it was residual for being upset for the fact that I can't be talking about the actual killer movie, which is so much better than this. That's it. There's my rant. It's done.
The weird thing to me is like it's not like John Woo took someone else's story and tried to remake it and then fucked up. He took his own story, which sounds a lot more plausible, and he was like, you know what I'm gonna do before I submit this new script, I'm gonna wipe my ass with it, and then I'm gonna submit it.
It does feel a bit like, yeah. Sorry, go on.
Well, I was gonna say in his defense, he had to do something a little new.
Why? Most people wouldn't have seen that movie.
Yeah, but like, I mean, the part of the problem is that you need to make a movie that is modern, right? Like with modern expectations. And so, you know, a good action, well, you know, ideally, you know, it's trying to do too many things, right? Is it a movie about an assassin? No, it's a heist movie. No, it's a gangster movie. No, it's a cop movie. And so it's like all of these movies roll up into one, and it does none of them well. Like if you think about just other movies that have probably done this premise well, maybe the 89 Killer is one of them. I don't know, but if you think about like the dance between the killer and the assassin and the cops, even fucking Gone in 60 Seconds does a better job.
Oh yeah,
this one does, 100%. Right?
Yes, it's true. It's true.
And then like
fucking Hobbs and Shaw does a better job.
Yeah.
I feel like this is like, because he obviously knows what he's doing. Like, it's John Woo. So I feel like this is him fucking with us. He's like, oh, my movie's too simple or not simple enough for an American audience. So this is what he came up with. And he's like, this is what you idiots like now, so deal with it. That's what I feel like happened.
I mean, that's plausible.
I think it's like that. Plus, you know, it was a streaming movie sent to Peacock, right? So it was made for the Peacock streaming service. I can definitely see him coming and be like, hey, I want to remake The Killers. This is the premise. It's simple and easy. We're going to focus on the action and the interplay between, you know, the assassin character and the singer character. And, you know, I like to tell it from the standpoint of it being two women instead of a guy and a girl. And then Peacock's like, we're going to need another dude in there, maybe two, and we need some twists. We got to, you know, like, I definitely see them just like, because he's a master, but I don't think he is someone that is respected in the same way by the suits. And so they could easily be just like, no, we need all these extra fucking twists and turns.
Are you saying Peacock?
That's very likely.
West Side Boys him? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they're the East Side Boys. I don't know.
They are, but they you know, Warner Brothers him. I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see it too. Like it very much has that feel of just like trying to add stuff for demographics. Like, oh, I think these people will like that. And, you know, like we need to get that man bun aesthetic in. Like what, like the dude Coco, for example, like who looks like that? What gangster who does like cocaine like that looks like he also comes from like a country club named Biff? Like he doesn't seem like the person. He seems like the person who uses cocaine, but not the person who is aware of how it's sold, why it's sold, because there's foreigners involved and he's not into that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, because like nobody goes into, or people who know John Woo movies, nobody goes in expecting a plot like Tenet or I don't know, Citizen Kane. No, nobody wants that even, right? We want a good action movie.
I want Face Off.
I want Nicolas Cage in a habit, full of cocaine,
Yeah.
headbanging after potentially fondling a minor, and having fun.
I want to see John Travolta try to be a copy of a coked up Nicolas Cage,
and failing.
and
Yes.
fail.
Yes.
That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
I love how you guys just described. You guys literally just described every Sunday mass that I went to. Just every single one.
Well, I'll try.
Coked out, getting fondled. That's Sunday.
Not necessarily in that order.
So, that's an answer for a question we're gonna have later on. So you save that, sir.
But like this is nonsensical even for him. Like now that you guys like you mentioned it, I guess it feels like it was sort of meddled.
It just, and well, like I mean, this may be the point where we drift off into the plot holes because there are some big ones. But whenever I try to watch a movie, I sometimes because we're doing this podcast, I have a habit of being overly
critical.
Critical. Just like Matt was a minute ago when he said this wasn't a good movie compared to Michael Fassbender's The Killer. Totally uncalled for, sir.
I would decline, but I saw this movie.
Yeah, it's fair. But at the same point in time, it's like the plot holes we get to is just like you got to at least try to make it plausible. It's like you're showing me something and just being like, you see this? Fuck you.
Yeah, because this movie does at the same time two of the things that I hate the most when it comes to like storytelling in movies. The first one is it treats the audience like idiots, so it has to consistently point and repoint things. It's like, see, he's being framed. Look at the cocaine, and we're gonna talk about it, right? And it also like it knows it has like beats he wants to get to, and it spends absolutely no effort trying to tie the ends together. So it just jumps from like, oh yeah, she's great. Nobody knows who she is. And then she fucks up. It's like, fuck it. It's just this time. She just fucked up this time. Continue believing that she's great. Yep. And it's like, I have no reason to believe that she is anything other than an actress playing an assassin.
I mean, it's the same as the creation of the idea that the prince flew in the heroin.
Yeah.
And then they hired the crew came in and stole the heroin. And then they hired another crew to steal the heroin from that crew.
Yeah.
But like the first
who got
crew
stolen by a third crew.
Yeah, but it's like the first group of people stealing it don't matter at all to the story.
No, because they die immediately.
Yeah. And so like why couldn't it just like it's all just layered to it's not layered with purpose, it's layered like to like create an action scene. And
it's
in a way that just like
unnecessary, right?
It doesn't, because then you're just wasting time where you could actually be telling a story or giving me stakes. I mean, let's just dive into the plot holes because we're dancing around at this point.
Yeah,
we're there.
We're there. There's two big plot holes overall. We're basically slamming on the door of the first one, so let's just go into it. And it's the cops. Parisian cops apparently are some of the worst cops in the history of the universe.
They're like creator level bad.
Ooh, extremely bad. Yes, creator level is a great place to put it at. Because let's just walk through some of the things that they do. I mean, listen, I like Say, but you're framed by the worst frame job of all time. So the framing job is one of the worst things I've ever seen. They just found in this open glass office
that they know he works in
all the time
as a cop.
Yeah,
in a cop place,
right?
A precinct is the word I was looking for.
It's better to say a cop place just to make sure everybody know.
Okay.
and they find two of the
Is it a
largest
Dunkin' Donuts?
bricks
Who knows?
of Le Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah. Dunkin'.
And they find two of the largest bricks of heroin
You've ever seen in
you've
your
ever
life.
seen.
Yeah.
And honestly,
Yeah.
it should have just been cocaine. Everything about it looked cocaine-y. I don't know why it had to be
Yeah,
heroin.
why
but
did it have to be heroin, not cocaine?
that's not even a plot hole.
Just
there's no
a
idea.
side note: large bricks of cocaine are frequently found at Dunkin' Donuts. Just letting you know.
Well, that would have worked better for the story. Thank
in
you.
There
the
you go.
booths, in the donuts, it's everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, that makes more sense. But this is heroin, so worse. Two of the
Yes.
biggest bricks of heroin in his office, and they're like, well, he's been clear. I don't even know what he's guilty of just because they found two bricks of heroin in his office, but he runs away. And then he needs to prove his innocence. And so
Right.
the evidence to prove his innocence are.
No, hold on.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
So he needs to prove his innocence. So he immediately, obviously, contacts his partner,
Yes.
who turns out to be, he didn't know, but it turns out to be crooked.
Curse.
Yeah.
And then the assassin who escaped from him twice at this point helps him. And his idea of proving his innocence, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to work with the Queen of the Dead. That's going to help
Yeah.
me prove my innocence.
He's going to work with Aaliyah, but she's already dead. Isn't she? Oh, that's pretty dark. So anyway.
Yeah. And that's the Queen of the Damned, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Well,
Slightly
she's the
different.
Queen of the Dead now.
You know what?
Oh, I see. Now that was uncalled for.
This is still not your worst faux pas. Dionne Warwick. So you're fine.
That's true.
Dionne Warwick Davis is not in this movie.
Dionne Warwick Davis,
So you're right. He does that. And then when he works with her, presumably because it's the only way to clear his name, the two biggest things we would clear his name is, hey, we found all these drugs.
Yeah.
And hey, we found the guy who masterminded
Stole
this
it,
whole
yeah.
thing. Well, they kill that guy and they blow up all the drugs.
They killed the guy and anyone around the guy
Anybody
who could
who
have
had
served as a witness.
Any
Yes.
witnesses.
So
whatsoever.
anyone who could prove his innocence is gone.
Gone,
Yeah.
correct. That was his plan. That's just stays as a cop.
Yeah.
Then we have the assassin cops. The assassins we found out are cops later. That Finn sends to go kill Jen
Yeah.
in the hospital because Z won't do it, and they proceed to show up to the hospital, put silencers on their guns, and then shoot at every living thing that's in the hospital.
Like there was
Yeah.
not even a single breath between finishing, like screwing in the silencer and shooting someone across the room who had not even seen them.
Yeah.
Why?
Like, that's how a silencer works, right? Right?
Yeah.
That's what it is. It silences people.
There you go.
Nothing says good assassination than
Like killing everyone in sight.
I believe they call that an American style assassination.
Oh, I was gonna make a really dark joke, and I'm not going to.
So like
No,
Let's
overdone.
move on.
Yeah. Well, just bring your gun to place and spray. Moving on. It's fine.
That's
We're gonna move on
incidentally
from that
also how my Sunday masses worked. Anyway,
point. Well
I
done,
don't know
sir.
if there was guns, but there was definitely spray.
Well, there's more, right?
Sure. I mean, yeah. Doesn't stop there.
When they have Z in their custody,
Mm-hmm.
she escapes by pulling the keys to her handcuffs from a lanyard that the guy was carrying on his
Yeah,
back.
one of those little like zippy
Yeah.
things. Yeah.
He's just carrying the keys there because why not? And she opens it. Like she pulls the little zippy thing, opens the thing, and trips the cop in front of her when there was another cop right beside her looking at what she was doing.
Yep.
And she proceeds to slow motion run. We're going to get there, I know, but she proceeds to slow motion run, jump onto a banner, I guess that was, and
Yeah.
slide down. Nobody thinks to shoot her in the leg or anything.
No, because it was beautiful, Luciano. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful transition. It's like Cirque du Soleil. You
I
can't
see.
not look away, and you can't shoot no matter how much you want to shoot them. You just can't because of the beauty.
I see.
To be fair, I'm pretty sure Cirque du Soleil is French Canadian, not
Yeah, it is.
French
You're
French.
You
So
are correct.
that's a poor reference point, sir.
I'm
But
sorry.
like, because you could say, oh,
It's both cheesy though.
like say got in trouble for like discharging his firearm and like killing Coco and whatnot and blah blah blah, and I was like, yeah, but this was a fugitive. Like, I'm not saying he should kill her. Just shoot her in the leg so she can't run. That's it.
Yeah.
There was a lot of leg
just
shots too in this too. So I mean, it's not like they don't know how to do it.
Speaking of which, you want to talk about the first instance of incompetence when they go arrest Coco, and like Say is about to arrest him, and he just lets the guy go, gets elbowed in the face, and then Jax is like what, 2 meters from him, if that?
Yeah.
And stormtroopers the shot,
Sure
gets
does.
shot in the leg. Like,
Well, also,
Yeah.
to be fair, like if Coco had lived, he'd probably have a reason for like police brutality because he didn't really do anything, and Jax was already shooting him. Classic cop maneuver.
yeah,
Like, yeah, you were
Right.
trying to arrest a guy, but you don't just get to shoot him because he doesn't like. He didn't say
Yeah,
anything.
right?
He didn't say. He
Yeah.
just shot him immediately, or tried to.
and that would have been, in hindsight, now I'm thinking about it, that would have been a really bad move, because if Jax was working for Finn when he betrayed Say,
Right.
Coco was working for Finn too because he stole it for him.
Oh no, it's a genius move. No
Is it?
witnesses.
No
No,
witness.
they're on the same side.
Yeah, but
Well,
Coco
I
knows what he
guess.
did.
I
You
guess.
kill him, and then you kill yourself.
Maybe that's why he shot him.
And then, he forgot to shoot himself. That was the
Yeah,
step he
that
missed.
that was a flaw in the plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. He forgot to finish it off. This sounds like the writing for The Departed. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, but the
Oh
part
wait,
was
you
cool.
guys don't hear. Yeah, you don't hear my rant on The Departed. I still hate that ending. Like, I'll always hate that ending. It makes
Oh,
no
that's
Oh,
sense.
the ending. Yeah.
Like, you think about that for like 5 seconds, you're like, wait, that makes no sense. He was scot-free. Why would he do anything about that? He could have just walked away. Everyone who knew about him was dead. So why did he implicate himself by killing the other guy? It made no sense. It was bad. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
John Wood liked it. So
Possibly.
here, I think, are there any other instances of police stupidity that we didn't cover
Oof.
in this movie?
No, I don't think there are any new ones. I just wanted to kind of highlight again how stupid it is that whoever it was that tried to frame, Say, put the fucking bricks of heroin in his office, and how worse still is that every cop was like, oh, it must be him.
Yeah.
Of course he would hide this heinous crime that he was the only one who wanted to investigate, by the way,
Right.
because everybody else wanted him to stop because he was getting too close to the Saudi prince.
Yeah.
No. Of course. That's why he was investigating so hard, because he was involved in it. What? I was like, what the fuck is going on? I was very, very upset with that scene. I was like, I think
like,
that was the point in the movie where I was like, fuck this.
That was the point.
Yeah. I was giving it a chance. It's John Woo, man. I was giving it a chance.
I mean, there was also the whole like drug bust that she saved him with, where he was like, "What?" They're like, "Okay, we're gonna send you into the wire. You're gonna be on the roof, and
Oh,
we are
yeah.
gonna be nowhere near you. You're gonna be like
Yeah.
8
Yeah.
stories down."
Yeah.
Like, is that not the most irresponsible thing to do with an officer? It's like, even if he tries to arrest him, he's got no backup, no help, no whatsoever. You're on your own entirely.
If I know meeting places, high and out of eyesight is great for the cops.
This is
Oh
great.
yeah, especially an undercover cop trying to get someone, bust someone doing the crime, right? Because that's not a very high tension, high risk situation. That's when you want to be alone, no gun, no support, no
Yeah.
backup.
100%. You don't want help. You got to YOLO
No.
that shit. That's very American.
Of course,
actually.
yeah, it is.
American style. I like it.
Yeah. No, I think that I don't know if you're gonna ask us how to fix this because I don't know
I'm going to.
if there's a way.
Well, like I think it's little things, right? Like
Yeah.
if you want to show he's a dirty cop, just like don't put
hide
bricks of
the
heroin in his office.
Hide the thing in his house and give an anonymous tip or whatever.
Sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever. That's fine. Hide in his car. Who cares? Like
In his car, yeah, even better. Like as if he was like trying to transport it and
Sure,
bring
yeah.
it somewhere. Yeah. Not
Although
in
that
his
is pretty
fucking
cliche
office.
too. How many times have you seen that? Like in almost
that's-
every cop movie, they like pull out a brick of cocaine from the guy's back trunk and
But
he's like,
cliche,
"Oh, look what you did."
cliche is better than nonsensical.
yeah.
I guess. I mean, I just like the Australians breakdancing. I applaud the originality.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. No, so I mean that one I think is very easily solved, right? That of all the things that went on, to me that is the one that's just like 5 seconds worth of thinking. You could have literally put it anywhere else. Like it was forced, right? They wanted him to escape and have to slide down.
Yeah.
The
ribbon.
banner and fall on his ass. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean we can do that one. I think you just disassociate those criminals from being cops, the ones that went around into the hospital to shoot people.
Yeah.
I think that's an easier way then to explain why they're, because you have to make them like fucking, if they're going to shoot up a hospital like that, you have to make them just like goons, right? And not like
or
assassins.
give them a reason, right? Like let's say they like instead of screwing on the silencer and then shooting the first thing that moved.
Yeah.
Maybe it could have been, an orderly or a nurse or something that wasn't letting them go into the like Jen's room, and then they had to shoot them. Give them a reason, not just go like, ha ha, gun go boom boom. Like it's not a good enough reason.
Gun don't go boom boom.
Gun goes
pew
pew pew. Yeah. True. Because it was silenced. You're right. Yeah.
What else can we do? Like, can say like collect any evidence. Like I don't think it's an action where you want to kill. Well, no, like for his innocence at the end of the movie, right?
Yeah,
like,
maybe don't blow up the whole cocaine.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe don't kill everybody.
They did do that, eh? They blew up the whole truck with cocaine.
Yeah.
Wear a wire so like you can record him saying he's the master criminal or something.
Exactly. Yeah.
Listen,
actually,
we've seen
that would
his
have been a
success with
cool.
wires, though.
But that's the thing. That would have been a cool callback to that, right? Where he could go like, "Oh fuck, I hope it works this time," or something like that, right?
Or it does fail the second time. It just like that's how he gets found out.
If you wanna make it comedic a little bit, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like make him, begrudgingly work with Z, not like gleefully go help her shoot up a fucking church, even though it was the consecrated.
Yep. Fine.
Yeah, they don't need to worry about consecration.
Another thing that they needed to fix, and I think it would be a nice segue into the next plot hole, is maybe if you want to make Z escape the cops, make it seem believable and don't have the cop carry the fucking keys to a handcuff that's being used on his fucking back pocket.
Yeah.
Like easily reached. Come on. But that is not just the cop's fault. So that is our next plot hole.
I mean, it's. I guess it's not his fault. He's like, these are working against each other in the sense that, like, he hurt. Well, it's like it's not. He's not doing anything. I think that's the thing. He is innocent in this because the bigger plot hole that powers the movie is the fact that. I mean, is it who's he? What's he? Why is he? Where is he? How is he?
Why is he? Yeah.
Yeah. Why is he? Thank you. Yeah. Because. I don't know. Is it now? She's just a bad assassin.
Yeah,
she's not good at her job.
Horrible at her job.
She's labeled as the queen of the dead, the person who's been killing all of the crime lords in the city that weren't Gobert, and like no one can trace her, no one knows
exactly.
And then immediately they got pictures of her face going in and out of the club from the night when she killed the Coco and the gang.
And she goes to the same fucking whatever, like coffee shop or whatever to buy food.
Yeah,
and buys more than enough for one person.
Yeah,
And an entire wardrobe full of terrible, terrible wigs. Like none of them suited her. Every
Not
single
even.
one, you're like,
She had
you're wearing a
she-
hairpiece.
she had one wig on, and it did such a shitty job that Say immediately recognizes her.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you sound British now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That should have been a scene for her to go, oh shit, you recognize me? I failed so badly at my job.
Oh, she should have just gotten out about that. He's like, "Are you wearing a hairpiece?" She's like, "I have cancer." Oh, I'm so sorry. I'd have just been like,
yeah. That was very dark.
This is a whole
You
make a
know?
wish kind of thing.
yeah.
It's like, shh, nobody tell her she's bad. It's a
Yeah.
make-a-wish thing.
That
She's
makes
just a
more sense.
Make-A-Wish assassin. I really want to be an assassin. That's what I want to be. And for
Another one? Fuck. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, that goes part and parcel with the cops because it's just like we can't find her, and all of a sudden it's like the one job she does, they have pictures of her everywhere. So, like, I don't know if it's the cops for not finding pictures sooner or if it's her fault for like leaving one.
Well,
But it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, if you're going to tell me the story that this person's the best assassin, just make it seem like they're trying to do their job good. Not that they literally don't care if someone sees their face.
yeah, like John Wick this shit, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to be like, you don't have to put someone who's like a martial artist specialist or whatever
No.
to do this. But make me believe that she knows what she or he or whoever knows what they're doing. Like,
Yeah.
I think one emblematic scene is when she's talking to her tailor friend, right? And
Yep.
she's like, "Oh, I took care of the problem," and it's this massive fucking guy with
Yeah.
like broccolis for ears, and she fucking ruins him. And all throughout the scene, she's punching and kicking, and I'm like, he's not even feeling. Nathalie Emmanuel could have been actually punching the guy,
Yeah.
and he would not have felt it. And I'm supposed to believe she downed the guy, like, without him throwing a single punch, without him trying to, nothing.
I know what you mean. It felt like every time I watch a Tom Cruise movie, I'm like, he's 4'5". That's like Papa Smurf trying to knock you out. It's just not happening. And he's doing all these backflips and stuff. And I'm like, I don't care how much ballet you know. You are not hurting this man, Tom Cruise.
But here's the thing: if you watch a similar scene on a bathroom on Rogue Nation, the one with Henry Cavill, I think that's Rogue Nation, right? And
Yeah.
I
I don't
believe
recall
that
a scene
fight.
with. I mean,
Tom
maybe
Cruise.
there was. I believe.
Or is it
there was
Ghost
probably
Protocol?
some
Ghost
sort of-
Protocol?
It's Philip Seymour Hoffman is the bathroom scene.
No, it's Tom Cruise, Henry Cavill, and the other dude.
That just sounds
The-
like Tom Cruise surprising people in the
That's
bathroom.
true, but
like men in the
the-
bathroom, which I'm pretty sure he's known for.
break
But,
the entire fucking bathroom fighting.
Sure.
And, like,
wait, I do know the scene you're talking about.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
one
I know what
that
you're
Henry
talking
Cavill cocks the biceps, the one that became a meme.
Right.
And
Well,
like, I believe that fight. Like, just
Yeah.
make it believable.
Another one we watched, Monkey Man. Dev Patel fights the
Yes.
the chief.
Yeah.
And
Well,
they fucking. But
that
like,
scene goes both ways, right?
sure,
yeah.
but like that's the good part. That's why his character and that's a great example. Like that's why his character is so much more believable. Is he gets the shit beat out of him a lot, right? Like
Yeah,
he's still trying to
yeah,
figure it out and
right?
learn it.
he
And
does.
so he's trying to
yes.
figure it out and learn it. And like his power, the thing that he has is he just can get up from taking a beating.
Yeah, he's
And
Rocky,
here we're sold this character is
a master assassin, right?
yeah, it's like someone who has the right, like is the best person to do this job, has the killer instinct, and I don't see any of that ever. Like I don't know if I don't see the killer instinct or if like I guess they don't say she's a master assassin per se, but when you say you have a killer instinct and you're the best I have, it sets that.
Well, I mean, she has the
precedent.
reputation of
Right,
being like that guy, the French cop with the most Portuguese name of all time, Alves. I was like,
That's
why
right.
is his name? Why is he named after like a Portuguese like grocery shop owner? I don't know, but
Because-
like he says, oh, she's so skilled, she's so elusive that no one has seen her.
Right.
Right, and then immediately they show, oh, well, we found her. Like, what the
Oh, wait.
fuck?
Yeah, we found her because we looked this time. I guess that
Yeah,
was the
this
main
time.
problem there is
Yeah.
the active action of looking was where they were not
Yeah,
achieving.
that
their
was the
goals.
problem. Yeah, it
didn't know how
wasn't
to
that she
use
was
the internet.
elusive. Yeah, so like the same thing with that scene where she's driving the bike and trying to go to beat the two cops
hospital.
to the hospital.
Yeah.
And she
Yeah.
drives up to the side of the car. The guy looks her in the face for like a couple of seconds as if he hadn't just seen her with Finn like 2 minutes ago. She punches him in the face, punches him, turns his steering wheel, and he not only does not try to steer it back, he continues like pressing the gas until he flies over a truck and crashes. And then they both fall out of the car going, "Oh, what happened? Like, what happened? Your shit at your job. That's what happened."
Yeah.
Or just bad at driving. There is that too.
Oh, why not both?
Yeah.
Yeah.
¿Por qué no los dos? Yeah. I like
He drives like Conor McGregor. There's too many of those like
It's true.
too many coconuts
Pineapple
inside
drinks.
the car.
I would have made that scene. Just a whole lot of tiny coconuts come flying out with them. I would have thought that would be great. Just Conor
Yeah.
McGregor should have been in this movie. Like, just really.
We're
Yeah.
gonna get there. Don't get ahead of yourself. So we talked about it a bit, but I think there are some areas where, because I don't think she's badly cast for the role. I just think that
No.
how they utilize her in the role is the problem, right? So you could
Yeah.
like I think Matt brought it up in the pre-planning. Like the samurai sword is a great idea, and that is a very believable
Yeah.
thing for her to have in order to beat the shit out of and kill people.
Yeah.
Does it make sense that she took 20 minutes to put it together while the other guy watched her? No,
She
but-
had to do a contortionist dance,
It's
and we
fine.
had to
The sexy
pretend that
dance. Where she,
no, it wasn't sexy. She tried to make it sexy,
It's
but
hard to have a sexy
just-
dance when you have to pull a sword out of your fucking back.
back. Yeah.
It looked like literally what would happen if she couldn't get her bra strap off. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
get in the mood.
Or if
She's
she had-
dancing around, but
she
she
had
just
an
can't
each-
make it
like-
work.
Yeah, she has an itchy spot right in the middle of her back and trying to reach it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And-
the
and
vibe
it-
I was getting from that dance. I
And
mean, it
the
still did
worst
it for
part
me.
is she's well, yeah, we've
Obviously.
established that. Yeah.
And Charlie Cox,
But- and-
who was
and-
sitting in the background giggling. I don't know if anyone
Oh, he
caught
was?
that, but there was like dollar store Charlie Cox in there. And I want to know what the hell Daredevil was looking at. I mean, let's be honest.
I can tell you one person who didn't see him. I'll tell you who didn't see him. Jeff Healy didn't.
that's right. That is right. You know what else Jeff Healy didn't have to see? That
What, this
horrible
movie?
singing. That horrible singing. He would have been like, I want to be deaf too. Like, please just gouge out my ears if I had to listen to
I
this
have no
poem.
idea why are you banging on this so hard. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't great, but it wasn't that bad.
It was awful. You know what's
But
going to
then-
happen?
but then-
our one listener is going to go back and watch this and be like, yeah, that was the worst thing I've ever heard in my life.
No, it
And then
was
they're gonna
not.
leave us, and we're never going to have a viewer base.
But the worst thing about the fucking bra strap dance scene for me was that she was surrounded by people. It wasn't like she was with her back to a wall or something, and then she was like reaching for the fucking sword. She was putting that fucking sword while dancing around the room with the guy, and everybody was
Yeah.
looking, and they were like, "Oh, that's perfectly normal."
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's like, what the fuck?
That's how the boss likes to get down.
Maybe they thought she was taking her. Maybe they thought she was going to show them her boobs.
Oh, they got distracted. I'm okay.
Let me put it to you this way: if there's even a chance boobs could come out in a scene like that, and if you're in that scene, you're not
Yeah.
paying attention to anything
Oh
else.
no, you're taking your chances for sure.
You're
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
probably high on coke or
Oh, yeah.
heroin.
heroin in this
And
case.
let me be honest, it doesn't matter whose boobs. It could have been his boobs that came out, and we'd
That's
all be
okay,
just as
too.
entranced.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd be like, all right,
Equal opportunity boobs,
exactly.
go.
I bet they
There
would
you go.
also have. I bet his chest hair was also like dyed blonde, but like badly.
well,
like the roots
yeah.
of his chest hair was like
Just
dark.
just the tips.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just the
frosted
tips.
tips.
Yeah.
Frosted tips all across the chest.
That's right. That's how the real kings roll.
French Eminem.
Right?
Yeah.
I still love that scene.
Okay. I mean, you're wrong, but so have we? How do we fix this? How do we fix this?
That one is harder because even like there's something that you pointed out when we were talking about this in the pre-show, Matt. But like when she fights Juliet, I think is her name, the blonde woman, who's a stunt woman, right?
Yeah.
Like you can clearly see,
and that shows,
one of them knows what they're doing.
Yes.
Yeah, you believe that woman could do the stuff she was doing. Like I'm watching that, being like, yeah, this woman hurt you.
Yeah, and I was like, how are they going to make it believable that Z is going to win this fight when all she can do is jump face first into the ground shooting?
Well, it's one of those funny things too, because like, and this is like one of the things that I think they fail at when they're trying to do like the female hero is that they have this myth of like the male hero that they put onto the female hero, and the myth is that the male hero is indestructible.
Right.
And realistically, if you actually look back at like some of the most classic hero movies, the male is not indestructible.
John McClane.
John McClane. Indiana
Yeah.
Jones.
Yeah.
Even.
Yeah.
Like,
John
Wick, to pick
John
another one.
Wick.
John
Like,
Wick
these guys
rolled
get
down
decimated.
a flight of stairs for like 17 minutes in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they get fucked up. So you get this sense of like, okay, this is intense. There's some stakes here. And that's what, I mean, ultimately you need that. You need her to look more vulnerable and to find other ways than just to brute force it. Like you got guns, you've got finesse, use your speed, that kind of thing, right? Like make me realize, okay, this is how you're going to do it.
Either you do that where she wins through grit and determination,
or grit,
and skill, right? Or you have to show me throughout the movie that she is so goddamn skilled that nobody's gonna touch her. Because even if you think about even Jet Li movies, who's an actual like bona fide martial artist, right? Even he gets fucked up in most of his movies, I would say. Right? Not
and you're
entirely.
Right? That's a great comparison because he oftentimes fights dudes like boxers and stuff like that, and he gets manhandled in those fights, and he has to like really power through, kind of thing, you know.
Even Donnie Yen as Ip Man gets, Let's not talk about the time he fights Mike Tyson because that was ridiculous. But like in the other movies,
that was epic. I gotta say,
that's not ridiculous at all. That's genius.
No, it's not. It's horrible. Watch it again. I watched it recently. It's horrible. It's horrible. But anyway, even like people who are like the movie is about a martial arts like genius and master, and even they get like manhandled. And she's like, "Oh, I've never been shot." Like, come on. Even when you were learning, even when you were, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
If it's true that she was never shot, then that means she never participated in hand-to-hand combat, which is okay.
But then don't show it to me.
But then don't consistently do that, right? Like, she clearly is better at sniping people based on, what they show us and like her backstory. Yeah. But why did she, like, she got killed right in that room? I understand why she's got to go in that room that one time. But then they show us the big guy in the washroom, and it's just like, okay, I guess she fucked that guy up, even though, okay. And then
she gets the beat on the cops, on the crooked cops, and then on the actual cops, and then she fights Finn, and then she fights Juliet. Like, it's kind of like I don't believe she could have gotten the better of one of those fights,
right?
Let alone all of them.
Not without some tricks.
Felt like she could lose those fights.
Yeah. Like I thought it was really clever when we see one of the twists where Jax is the crooked cop, blah blah blah, and she does the decoy thing.
That's fine.
That was actually like, why didn't she do most of her like work with how you say it, being wily rather than just being head on, right? Set up some traps in that fucking like Home Alone, that fucking church.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you're right. Like it's her special place, right? It's her like hideout. That's her home away from home, and she has nothing set up to actually take down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
use the birds. Like,
Yeah,
the birds.
exactly. Actually,
That
that would have been cool.
That could have been really good. I think that's. I mean, I think that's part of the missed nature of this is that they just didn't sell you on the idea, and I don't know why.
I think they wanted it to be this like slick sort of like Ministry of Ungentlemanly affair,
Mhm.
and there's not everybody's the coolest and the best and blah 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 and then when she finally gets shot, which is again Finn had like 15 minutes to aim and he shot her in the shoulder. Come on,
Yeah,
right? It's again going back to other Matt's point of like show me that she's actually struggling, not like it's a little bit difficult.
yeah, like give me like make it seem like there's a challenge here.
Yeah.
She's got to get some battle damage in there.
she didn't look like she was shot at all after she was shot.
No, it was just so that the tailor could sew her back on.
And it was also like where he's sewing her. That appears to be a very dangerous place to be shot.
Yeah. And also she was like, "Oh, I don't want a scar." I'm like, "Girl, there's going to be a couple of scars there."
You can't just go to a tailor and stitch up a bullet hole and be fine,
Yeah.
right?
No,
Just like you can't go to a surgeon and say, "Hey, mend my jacket." Like it's not the same skill set.
It's fine. I went straight
skin
through.
and leather is not the same. I don't think.
No.
Maybe it is. I don't know.
Could be. Could be. All right, this is unsavable. No big deal. We're going to move on. We're going to ask some fun questions. No big deal. Let's keep it simple. The prince. I don't even think we talked about him yet. The prince is a Saudi prince that imports drugs for Colbert, Eric Cantona's character.
Every time you say Gobert, it sounds like you're saying Colbert. Like,
Yeah, I sound like it's like Stephen
Colbert.
Yeah, Stephen Colbert.
selling drugs.
So Stephen Colbert.
I mean, that's who he is now in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's fair. And so the prince imports these drugs, and then his plane gets robbed, and he's stuck in Paris while they investigate what happened to his plane. And then he just disappears because he's no longer important to the plot. But he's important to us. And so I want to know what happened to the prince.
I want to say that he realized the error of his ways.
Okay.
And decided to reform. He also realized that he's French and thus decided that this makes no sense and went back to living his life in a chateau somewhere in France and mended his ways.
But he's a Saudi prince and French?
But he sounds
He's
very
both?
French.
Well, he fought with his dad, right?
It's true, yeah, because his dad wouldn't give him the money for the drugs.
Yeah. So maybe what happened was, I mean,
We have all been there.
Go back. Like Eric Cantona stabs his bodyguard with a fork,
Right.
and then like we never see him after that scene. I think he took over, realizing, to Matt's point, realizing he is French. Is like, oh, Finn can't take over because he's Irish or Australian or both, but I can. I'm French, so he decides to be the next Gobert. That's what he did.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, because they look pretty similar, right? Nobody's gonna notice.
All the French look the same.
All that he has to do is go play some soccer a little bit. They're like, oh, okay, that guy. He's the other guy. Yeah,
That's fair.
That's what he did. He took over.
Okay. Matt, do you have any other thoughts? Rebuttals? Rebukes?
I feel like he
this is
found
taking
love.
too long. Oh,
I feel like he found love.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure with who. I want to say Sam Worthington.
What about
Finn?
well, he's dead, so there's gonna be a problem there.
Yeah, he's more.
Yeah, so that's the sequel because he's going to seek revenge.
I was gonna say he could fall in love with Tessier, the tailor.
It's true. That's true.
Oh, he didn't slap him around.
No.
That's true.
There you go.
Tessier's the partner, right? No, wait. Who was the partner that got shot
Jax.
and then
Jax. I was gonna say Jax. I think he
handled
fell-
and then manhandled?
Yeah.
Absolutely manhandled by the hospital. Like they just leave him there. and then he's screaming in pain as they just throw him onto the thing.
Yeah.
Just
I forgot about that
absolutely
scene.
manhandled. Classic
Like-
scene.
I like the scene with like Say being like, "Oh, you're not gonna talk, huh? I'm just gonna drive like an idiot then." See
Yeah.
how you like it. Oh, okay, you told me now. Dumps him on the street.
Yeah, it just dumps him
Three
in.
hits of the horn, fucks off.
You know?
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah. Okay. I think that answers everything I had around that one. Hey, this movie is in Paris, and you know it is because
Allegedly.
hey, you see the Eiffel Tower all the time.
Yeah.
And I think that a movie that is in France should have an all French cast. So listen,
Oh, ooh la la.
some of these people are already French, right?
Yes.
Say
Like
already
the Saudi
French.
prince.
The
Saudi-
Saudi
no.
prince.
Yeah, Saudi Prince, secondly already French. Gobert, Eric Cantona. He's
Yeah.
French.
Very French.
Yeah. So, and all the bit parts are basically French people. Gregory Montel is Jax.
Yeah.
But we need to,
Always is Guillaume something.
yeah. The Inspector General is Fabrice Scott, which is maybe he's
Scott.
French, maybe he's English. No one knows.
He's from Normandy.
We're not going to get into him. We need to recast Finn, Z, Jen.
Okay, so I have a very important question.
Yeah.
Does Finn still need to be Irish?
No, well, he's French. Well, oof. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's what I wanted to know.
Yeah, no,
So
that's
it
fair.
has
But a
to
French
be-
guy pretending to be Irish?
Exactly.
Yes, that's what we're going for.
Okay.
Those are the. It's hard out here these streets, but you gotta
Yeah.
stretch yourself.
So I think the only choice to play Irish Finn as a Frenchman is Jean Reno. No other
Okay.
choice. Because he
Is who?
doesn't look Irish at all.
Jean Reno.
Jean Reno
Jean
does
Reno?
not- just does not look French or Irish at all. He's just the most French looking person ever. So I'm casting Jean Reno as Finn.
Okay, I'll allow it. Matt, you on board?
I am definitely on board with that. I like the Jean Reno. I
Okay.
think that gives him more of a role than I would have given him because I was going to cast him as Gobert.
No,
But are we
Robert's
keeping
already
Gobert
French.
'cause he's already French?
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
French. Don't worry about it.
All right.
You hate Jen singing so much. Come on.
Yeah. Leela Seydoux?
Can she-
I can never
can she
pronounce her name
sing?
right. Who cares? Like, she can sing better than that. That's
Oh
all
my
I can
God.
say. You could
Ah.
talk your way into a better song than that.
That's I brought that on myself.
You did.
Yes,
I have
you
no
did.
one else.
She's
I have
awful.
no one else to blame but me.
She's
Leah
disgusting
Seydoux.
singer.
Okay.
Leah Seydoux, that's it. She's
Okay.
got to be in this for sure.
Right.
Eva Green, should have her in there somewhere. She could be one of the fighters. She sounds
Oh.
British too, so she kind of could bridge both. I mean, she could play the main character Z because she's technically sounds British, but she's born in France, I think.
I don't think she's French enough.
What about Leah Seydoux?
She's already.
We
Jen,
have
are you
her
paying?
as the
Are
singer,
you?
the blind
Are
singer,
you? Did you listen to this podcast?
No, I don't.
who apparently in the Better movie was the whole main point of the plot that just gets lost in this whatever.
Yeah. Well, listen.
How about Marion Cotillard for Z?
I mean, other than she's what 50.
She is.
Still,
Oh,
I could
not?
still see her being able
What?
to seduce a cop.
Okay, maybe she's not 50, but
She's well. Yeah, she's gonna be 50 next year. Holy shit!
yeah, this is what I'm getting at.
Oh my god! All right, never mind.
Listen, all right.
I
don't
don't
think
know.
that's bad.
I don't know young French actresses. I guess.
Let's see what we got here. Eva Green, Leah Seydoux.
Eva Green's probably also 50 or close.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
she
looking
is,
great for her.
but still.
Oh, Léa Seydoux is going to
40
be
almost.
40 next year. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's not bad. That's workable.
Yeah, that's workable.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Well,
I know. Brigitte Bardot. Young.
Jesus. Emma Watson comes up on this list.
Emma Watson.
She's French?
What?
Yeah, she was born in Paris.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
I mean,
so
if Eva Green. Okay, that's actually good for not for Z, but for Jen. Maybe
One of the... I was going to say, like, one of the martial artist girls, I guess. I would love to see Hermione Granger just, like, drop kicking people or whipping around one of those incense balls in a Catholic church.
Yeah. Well, we need a French person doing an English accent. That's what we're asking for.
Yeah, I also like that I just insinuated it'd be fun to watch Hermione Granger slap, like, whipping balls. I think that'd be good.
Yeah, we got that.
We heard you. We're just not
the best
engaging.
jokes. The best jokes are the ones you explain.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I just want everyone to really get an image of Hermione Granger throwing the balls around.
Okay,
like,
great.
I just
Thank
want
you.
that to be here.
I think we've nailed it. I think we're being a little picky about,
We didn't put Gerard Depardieu in anything.
Well, I mean,
He's
listen,
got to be in this.
there are some. I don't think he counts as being French anymore. I think they kicked him out of the country. If I'm very technical.
Wait,
of
did he
tax
do something
evasion.
bad?
He doesn't
Yeah.
want to
Something
pay
bad, did he?
French taxes, so he
Doesn't
lives.
wanna oh, is that it? No, I don't give a shit about
Yeah.
taxes.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe he like touched somebody or something inappropriate.
Oh, maybe
or
also
something.
did that too. I don't know. Let's
Seems to
see
be the
here.
way.
Listen, nothing is better than looking at reading things while you're doing a podcast. I'll
Oh,
find
yeah.
out about Gerard Depardieu. We're going to move on to our next question,
Okay.
so you guys can think about that instead. That church was deconsecrated.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
I think Matt just said it. Hermione Granger was whipping balls in there.
I think that's
Or at least
fine.
the priests were.
Hey, that never caused the church to be deconsecrated.
Not
Let's be honest.
cool. Catholic Church.
If that
Yeah,
were
no,
the
not
case,
cool.
if that were the case, there would be no consecrated churches left.
It's true. It's absolutely true.
Do you have any other ideas, just in case?
Just not touchy versions.
Yeah.
I see. Why was it deconsecrated? I don't know.
A lesbian wedding.
Too much bird shit in there? I don't know.
No, lesbian wedding.
A lesbian
Definitely.
wedding.
A lesbian wedding and too much bird shit. Those are your
Yes.
two answers.
I don't know, man. It's there. I know what happened. This is in France, right? They realized.
Yeah, it's Paris. I don't know if you watched this movie.
They
Spencer.
realized. Hold on. They realized that they were doing some construction work in the basement, and they found this tar that potentially has zombifying powers.
Okay.
This is a completely new idea that I'm not copying from anywhere.
No, it doesn't sound like it.
And they were scared that some German-leaning people would make use of it for a bad thing, so they deconsecrated the church. There you go.
Great.
They're afraid of Nazis?
Yeah,
Nazi zombies?
in France, yes, they are.
Unrelated to that, Gerard Depardieu is in police custody over latest sexual assault allegations as of April 29th, 2024. So he's not going to make this movie.
Okay.
Also,
yeah.
I don't want him in this movie now.
He's busy deconsecrating churches. From the
There
sounds
you
of it.
go. There you go.
Hey,
Got him.
So it was a touchy
Moving-
thing then. Yeah,
It definitely was a touchy thing. We're gonna move on, and I want to know. I want to know about Jen, the singer. You love her so much, Matt, and I think
Oh,
you're
dear
the perfect person to tell me why did Jen's
Yeah.
band ditch her? Why did they not do a single show?
Oh.
okay. Your answer cannot be because her singing sucks, because that's too easy.
So I can't say they heard her vocal
No.
track and was like,
No, because
No.
they knew
we could
going into
auto-tune
it.
this.
They knew going in how she
Yeah.
sang, and they were okay with it.
Why did they break up?
No, why did they kick her out?
Why did they
Yeah.
kick her out? I guess the obvious answer is just copious amounts of cocaine. But I think
That-
it was mostly that they insisted. So they bought. So this is the thing. She's got a soft spot on the back of her head, which we later saw earlier
Right.
because it causes her to go blind, just from
Oh
like the
my
barest of
Of
touches.
course.
So they were like, "Listen, what's her name again?
Jen.
Jen. Okay, Jesus, that's even just a terrible. Oh my god. Anyway, everyone's like named Sai and Z, and what's your name? Jen. All right, fine, whatever. We'll go with that. Anyway, they're like, listen, Jen, we're gonna go on stage, and we need to protect that soft spot because we don't want to have you halfway through the song, like bumping into something, and then suddenly you sound good. That's not the look that we're going for here. We're looking to sound bad and to really, really nail that indie, never gonna make it sound. So we want you to wear this helmet. And they give her one of those big football helmets, but like the new ones that look like they're inflatable. So they've got that like big thing to just protect.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Saw Patrick Mahomes wearing them once. Yeah, I think he literally wears that under his normal helmet that's like 8 sizes too big. But we're getting off topic here. So she's wearing this giant Kansas City Chiefs just melon of a helmet. And she's just like, I can't do this. She gets out and she's just like, I won't do it. I refuse. But she won't do it in front of them. So she gets out on the stage, and this is their big break. I didn't point that out. This is like when all the scouts are there, and she's just like, I'm gonna let them just see who I am, and I'm gonna sing the best song I possibly can. And halfway through the song, it's just going exactly to plan. You know, it's off key. It just sounds terrible. And she's like, now's my chance. And she just whips this helmet off, and her hair comes flying out, and doves fly from the corners of the rooms because, you know, John Woo. So
It's John
like,
Woo.
and it's
Yeah.
slow motion, and she's just whipping her head back and forth, and then she accidentally bumps it against the mic, and then suddenly can't see anything, and just starts singing Jeff Healey covers for the whole rest of the song, and then they're like, no, this is too good. You're out of the band. And then they went and found a homeless guy to replace her, who was just way more off tune.
So I just have to ask one question because I think this is all really strong and good. But they did say, or she did say, they never played one show.
Mm-hmm.
So is this her memory of the situation?
This
she had
was
a
going
dream,
to
and that's what
be
she dreamed up.
their lead into shows. So this was like there was literally just one agent. That's it. And, you know, it was Charlie Cox. It was Daredevil. So he couldn't see anything anyway. That's why the Jeff Healey angle was so good because, you know, just he pierced through the veil of sight into their soul.
Well, I mean, famously did not pierce any veil of anything because none of them can see, but
Emotionally.
But, you know,
emotionally.
you know where it
pierced, I
was?
see.
It was at the Roadhouse.
Oh, it all comes full circle.
It all goes full
Roadhouse
circle.
in Europe. I'm not going to ask any further questions. It feels like this is falling
Yeah.
apart. We're going to move on. Tessier, the tailor. Like, I know he
Is a
is
tailor?
obviously tailoring.
Right.
What does he really do? Because people don't just come up to you and say, hey, make a suit. And you're like, no, thanks. And then, like, break your
The
fucking
shit
hand.
out of it, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think he is like Taylor is his like second job, like his hobby. He's
Sure.
really good at it, but like who can actually buy how many people can actually buy 10,000 euros worth of like shoes and clothes, right? So
After
that's his like
Brexit,
hobby
nobody.
job. His
Right.
real job is he makes artisanally crafted suppositories for men,
Okay. I like that.
and they're like for all sorts of ailments and reasons, and like you know it can be to cure baldness, it could be to cure athlete's foot, it could be to cure broccoli ears, which is what that guy wanted.
Luciano, do
But-
some of these suppositories also turn into carbon fiber ninja swords?
I mean, that's So that kind of dovetails into his third business, which is making weapons that are very hard to hide. And they take
even
a long time
harder
to assemble. Exactly, yeah. So he tried making a carbon fiber suppository once. Apparently the clientele didn't like it. I don't know why. Seems perfectly viable to me. But then that gave him an idea for a fourth business, which is the dildo making business. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about his main job. And so he sells these artisanally made
dildos.
No, well, I mean, use them how you want them. Suppositories is what I'm saying, and they're like alternative medicine kind of thing. They're like purpose made. He measures whatever you're gonna shove him in first. He makes a mold.
That's your butthole. He measures, just so we're clear.
You can put it wherever you
So
want.
he's
Matt.
just a tailor then.
You called it a suppository.
You can put it. Listen, it's 2024. Don't let the dictionary people tell you where to put suppositories.
Oh, my bad.
Actually, I'm pretty sure suppositories is anything you put into your body, but I could be wrong.
Oh,
but anyway,
it's true. It's any orifice.
Yeah. So, could be whatever. Could be in his ears. Could be, some other much smaller, much more painful hole. I don't know. No kink shaming from me or from whatever his name is.
Tessier.
Tessier, yeah.
He's French, after all.
It doesn't look French.
Are you saying...
But anyway, I think that's pretty clear from the clues in the movie that he is a suppository maker.
Yeah. That's probably why he broke his fingers on that guy. Like he was going in for a suppository and just got stuck.
Measuring. He was measuring. And the guy clinched and broke his fingers.
He clinched too soon. Yeah, it happens to the best of us.
I have difficulty understanding how that's not just every tailor I've went to.
Right.
Yes.
Like
it's clothes making with a side of harassment, right?
First communion when I had to get sized for that dress. Yeah.
Wait, dress?
I don't know. They make you wear like a weird, I guess it's a smock.
Smock. Yeah.
Oh, a smock.
Dress smock. Someone touched my butthole. That's all I know and all I remember.
On that note,
that someone was you.
We should probably move on and just wrap this whole thing up and talk about our review of this movie. S is the highest, F is the lowest. You don't have to, but it's your choice.
Okay.
Luciano, what movie happened?
So I wish I could have the 2 hours back of my life. I went in with low expectations for any actual kind of story, but somewhat high expectations for the action part of it being a John Woo movie. I was disappointed both ways somehow. I don't know how that was possible. Like you said, Matt, in the beginning, the movie it could be charming at times, and the acting isn't horrendous except for Sam Worthington, and but that's let's leave that alone.
Yep.
So I don't really have much to recommend. Like my only recommendation is if you haven't watched this movie, don't, because you're not missing anything. That being said, it's not quite at the level of like a Union or Madam Web, so this is like a solid E for me.
Okay.
Like
that's a rating. Matt, what do you got?
So, despite my rantings on this, and the fact is, let's be honest, you hit the nail on the head. I think a lot of my dislike for this is just because I literally watched a far superior movie with the same name, less than 8 hours from seeing this film, which really does not help. But I will give it some credit because, even when it comes to some of the John Woo movies that I've seen, this one actually, I felt like there was a better flow to this. There's plot holes for sure, but the film felt like it flowed into itself pretty good. Like the story was easier to follow. It wasn't as broken apart as some of the John Woo films that I've watched. Like I know we look at like Mission Impossible 2 and are like, "Oh, that's a good movie." Watch that again. It makes no sense. It feels like you're watching a music video. It's so bizarre in how it goes and the scene cuts that just do not marry to each other. So it's just this abrupt changes. He seems to have avoided that a lot in this one. That's not happening as much in his other films, so I appreciated that. I did appreciate some of the actors. I really dug the guy who played, is it Sai?
Say.
Say.
Omar.
Say. Omar. I really appreciated him. I actually did appreciate the main character. We ripped on her for being like, the skinny girl trying to fight the big dudes. I get that. That always bugs me, the skinny people fighting these big guys. But I still think, like, for the look, for the style, it worked. So I will give it actually, I'd give it a high C, I would say. That's where I would go with
Jesus. You're drunk.
You're
That's the only answer.
drunk.
But you're welcome to your own opinion. We wouldn't judge you on this podcast at all.
What? I didn't sign up for that.
I don't know what you're talking about. I also watched this movie. This movie is a tale of many things because it does some things really well, and then it does other things like story and motivations poorly. And so I think for me, I'm going to put it as a D. I think you can watch some of this movie and some of the police things are really dumb, but the other times the story kind of flows. The twist is fine. And like the actors are good and are trying hard to be entertaining. So, don't watch it, but D is my.
If you have
put it on
to.
the box.
D for don't watch it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm going with. So, there you go. Watch any of the other movies, The Killer. Watch the 89 one and watch the 2023 one. This should be the last.
2022 one as well, a Korean one.
Great. Probably watch that too. You can't be worse, right? Take your chances at this point.
Yeah.
All right. So that's the end of this one. Listen, I'm going to be real with everybody right now. Sometimes on this podcast, we watch movies because we know they're good and we like good movies. Sometimes on this podcast, we take some risks because we want to see what's out there. Like this movie. We like John Woo. He's a classic action guy. We want to see what he had going on.
Right.
It was a bit of a disappointment. And then sometimes, a lot lately actually, studios release a Madam Web. And we need to watch it for the memes or the jokes. And so, without further ado, we're watching Borderlands.
Oh boy!
Oh,
I guess the Cate Blanchett vehicle. I just have to.
Kevin Hart vehicle.
Kevin Hart, Jack Black. Let me preface this. Cate Blanchett did this movie because, and I quote, she was bored during COVID. So,
that's just good omens for the movie, right?
Nothing could possibly go wrong.
Yeah.
This movie was in the theaters for
2 seconds.
2 seconds. We very rarely do we go to the theater and watch a movie. Last time, obviously, Deadpool and Wolverine. This is not a movie we're going to the theater to watch. It is already available streaming. So we're
also great omens for the movie.
Also great moments, yeah. So we're going to take care of that for you. We're going to watch it, and then we'll tell you how good it is,
Okay,
or not. Potentially, we don't know. Positive thought process. We're going to be eyes wide open, maybe slightly intoxicated, but we'll see. So
I predict
the
so
next movie
good
is
it's bad. So bad
Borderlands.
it's good.
I hope so.
I think that's the best we can hope for.
Listen, the Eli Roth vehicle Borderlands is going to be epic.
Oh God. Oh
Jesus
God.
Christ.
All I'm going to say is you don't have to listen to every episode. If you choose to skip the next one,
We are not going to be mad.
that's cool, man.
Yeah.
Not every movie's everyone's cup of tea. We'll catch you in the flippy flop.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna listen to the next one, that's great. We'll see you next time. I'm telling you one more time, it's Borderlands. You've been warned. When you see the title say Borderlands, it's not a joke.
Yeah.
We're seriously reviewing that movie.
It's all for the craft.
It's all for the craft. I'm sorry. Goodbye.